Luke chapter 2, verse 40. The child continued to grow and became strong, increasing in wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. Have you ever felt as if you reached a pinnacle, as in, amassed so many accolades and accomplishments, so many personal goals in such a relatively short period of time, that you were where your fall would begin? That feeling is terrifying, especially if you don't feel the fall off, or you keep achieving more. When will this ride end? When will this ride end? You ask yourself repeatedly, to no avail. Then you grow hesitant in your steps, thinking, okay, this is back time for those months I was depressed in high school. Those months where you gave yourself to God as you were, afraid of what the future entailed, but knew you didn't have the emotional or psychological capacity at the time to face everything on your own. Then you remember what you learned from the experience, how the strength was within you all along, and you just needed the support and strength that could not be found on this earth. The child continued to grow and became strong, increasing in wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. Trusting God was difficult for me in the beginning. Why would he allow me to be impacted by my surroundings in such a way that would almost cause me to not ever want to learn a single thing more? However, God had a plan. For in the rebound, I discovered parts of myself that I did not know were present. All my life, I just thought I was an academic. I just thought I had books. Well, quite frankly, my brain was shot. So there was no learning to be done in that period. I had been a member of the marching band, which was my salvation in high school. In the period of coming up, I fundraised for, lobbied for, and represented the marching band to raise funds to march in Washington, D.C. I had no idea why I was thrust into that position at such an integral time. However, I did my best, and surprisingly, it turns out I had a little bit of public speaking skills. I had no idea where this came from, only by the grace of God. As a college student, first and foremost, I've learned that the countless opportunities out there for experiential learning and intellectual growth. Quite frankly, I had no idea there were so many. As individuals exposed to this newfound freedom, we want to be exposed to everything that could possibly help us grow. Not of ill will, not of ill intent. We simply want to see how we may benefit from the experience. Every conference, every convention, opportunity, forum, internship, etc. brings something to the table. Not everyone may see it. This may leave you in an awkward conversation with an esteemed professor, with him insinuating how unfocused you are and referring to you as a Renaissance man. I had no idea in my endeavors of growth, I would still have many actions challenged or have to defend them. We have to understand that we are never done growing, never done becoming strong, and that the grace of God is available to all once we give ourselves to his will. Think of the ways in which he has directed your path thus far. How Smith College came to recruit me when I literally had 3 hours left in high school. Allow me to tell you a funny story. I didn't attend the recruiting meeting. My high school principal, the man who helped me to lift me out of my depression, gave me information to the recruiting team without my knowing. Before I knew it, I was getting emails and notifications that I've been accepted to Smith College. So, I called to introduce myself and to look into this. Well, we've also recruited Brittany Lonyo and LaQuisha Guillory from your school as well, explained the man behind the phone. Yet, as I later found out, that same line was used for each of us, with LaQuisha and I not really having given a definite answer. They told Brittany that I would be attending and that LaQuisha was enrolled as well. They told LaQuisha that Brittany would be attending and that I was in the process of enrolling. Very, very choice words on their end. However, this simply could not be happenstance. As we all found out, and as our strong friendships will tell you today, it was divinely placed. This new place exposed me to professionals that I never thought I would encounter. The suits, the demeanors, the way of speaking, I embraced it all. I truly did grow, become strong, and take in wisdom. College is an amazing experience. It still brings out parts of myself that I didn't know were there, for better or for worse. But with each new thing I find, I recognize that it has its place. Many believe that I am chasing perfection. This is not the case and cannot be farther from the truth. I have found that more often than not, I am chasing imperfection. But again, each perception and misconception has its place. Through all of these occurrences, I have found that God's grace has not left me, nor do I expect it to. Truly sit back and analyze your experience, and don't hesitate nor be afraid to draw some lines connecting the dots. They may not be correct, but with that perceived understanding comes comfort and acceptance of your blessings. However, some things you simply must sit back and recognize that it's truly by the grace of God. Thank you.